You already know what you're supposed to do. You've known for a long time. Pause. That's the part that should scare you. Because the problem isn't information. It's not the economy. It's not your job. It's not where you grew up. The problem is something you've never said out loud. And you're not going to like it. Everyone around you thinks the reason they're stuck is outside of them. Bad timing. Wrong city. No connections. Not enough money to stop. Those are real things. But they are not the reason. I've seen people with every advantage stay broke. And I've seen people with nothing build something real. The difference was never the circumstances. It was always one internal thing. And most people never find it because they never look there. Think about the last time you had a real idea. Something that genuinely excited you. Maybe a business, a skill, a side income. Something. You felt it. That spark that this could actually work. Feeling. Pause. And then what happened? You thought about it for a few days. Maybe you told someone. Maybe you didn't. You searched it online a few times, and then quietly, you let it die. No dramatic decision. No big reason. It just faded, and life continued exactly as before. Same stress, same account balance, same feeling of being stuck. Here's what actually happened in that moment. Your brain ran a calculation. It asked, is this worth the risk? And the risk wasn't money. It wasn't time. The risk was identity. What if I try and I'm not as capable as I think? What if people see me fail? What if I find out that I'm just average? That thought, that one terrifying question, stopped you. Not the economy, not bad luck. You stopped yourself silently, automatically, without even realizing it. In a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how this loop runs, the exact sequence your brain follows every single time, from the spark of an idea to the moment you quietly kill it. Once you see the sequence, you'll recognize it immediately. But there's something else I need to show you first. Something about what you're actually protecting because it's not what you think. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If someone offered you guaranteed success, no failure, no embarrassment, no risk at all, would you actually do it? Pause. Most people say yes immediately. But watch what happens when you remove the excuses. No risk of judgment. No chance of failure. Full support, easy path. And still, most people hesitate because now there's nothing left to hide behind. The excuses were never really about the obstacles. They were about maintaining a very specific story. The story that says, I could have done it if things were different. That story is worth more to some people than actual success. That story protects something. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Staying stuck is a choice. Pause, not a conscious one. Not a cruel one, but a choice. Because being stuck comes with something being successful doesn't. It comes with an excuse. When you're stuck, you can always say, I haven't tried yet. That sentence is a shield. The moment you truly try, that shield disappears. And your brain knows this. So it keeps you almost starting forever. Researching, planning, preparing, getting ready to get ready, because almost starting feels like movement without the exposure of actually moving. So here's the real reason. You are addicted to potential. Pause. Let it land as long as you haven't tried. You can be anything. You could be the person who builds something great. You could be the one who figures it out. That possibility, that untested version of yourself feels better than risking the truth. Acting kills the fantasy, and the fantasy is comfortable. This is why smart people stay broke longer than average people. Because they have bigger fantasies, more elaborate stories, more convincing reasons to wait. The smarter you are, the better your excuses sound, even to yourself. Even to yourself. Now, here's the sequence I promised you. The exact loop your brain runs every time is step one. Step one. You get an idea or see an opportunity. Step 2. You feel excited. Briefly. Step 3. Your brain starts listing everything that could go wrong. Step 4. You decide to learn more first before doing anything. Step 5. The learning replaces the doing. Weeks pass. Step 6. The idea quietly dies. Life continues. Pause. You've run this loop dozens of times, maybe hundreds. And the worst part is coming. Each time you run this loop, it gets faster. The gap between exciting idea and quietly giving up gets shorter. Your brain gets more efficient at protecting you from yourself. And over chimi, you stop even feeling the spark. The ideas stop feeling exciting. They start feeling pointless before you've even thought them through. That's not wisdom. That's damage. It gets worse. People around you start moving. Someone you know launches something half-baked, and it works. Not because they were smarter, not because they had more, because they broke the loop once. Just once. And you watched from the same room, same phone, same life. Telling yourself you're still thinking about it. Here's what nobody tells you about people who succeed financially. They didn't have more confidence than you. They just had a shorter gap between feeling fear and moving anyway. They felt the same doubt, the same what if I fail? The same voice saying maybe wait a little longer, they heard it, and they moved anyway. Not because they were brave, because they understood something you haven't accepted yet. The feeling of readiness never comes before action. It only comes after. You've been waiting for a feeling that is literally only available on the other side of doing. You've been waiting for something that requires you to stop waiting. The shift is this. Stop trying to feel ready. Start acting at 40% ready. Not when you've done more research. Not when the timing is better. The next time you feel that spark, do one real thing within 24 hours. Not thinking about it. Not writing a plan. One real external action. Something that exists outside your head. A message sent. A page published. A call made. A product listed. Something that can be seen. Something that is real. That one action breaks the loop. Not forever, just once. But once is enough to prove to your brain that the loop is breakable. Here's why this works. The loop runs on one thing. Untested fear. Fear that hasn't been challenged. Fear that lives only in your imagination. The moment you take real action, you get real feedback. Not the worst-case scenario your brain invented. Reality, which is almost always less terrifying than the story. And once your brain learns that action doesn't destroy you, the loop loses its power. The next action is easier. Not easy, easier, and easier compounds. A year from now, 2 people are watching this video today. One of them saved it, thought about it, and went back to scrolling. The other one did one thing. One uncomfortable, imperfect, real thing. Pause a year later. Person 1 is still talking about what they're planning to do. Still waiting for the right time. Still building the excuse. Person 2 isn't the same person anymore. Not because they got lucky. Not because everything went perfectly. But because they found out that fear was the only barrier and fear is survivable. That's the only difference. That's always the only difference. At the start of this video, I said, you already know what you're supposed to do. And you've known for a long time. Pause. That's still true. This video didn't give you new information. It showed you what you've been doing with the information you already had. You've been protecting yourself from yourself. The economy isn't the reason. The timing isn't the reason. The loop is the reason. The addiction to potential is the reason. And now you've seen it. So the question isn't whether you know what to do. The question is, what are you going to do with that knowledge this time? You were never waiting for the right moment. You were waiting to find out you were enough. You already are. You just have to go prove it to yourself.